to my channel. My name is Lisa Alistway, and I create a variety of inspirational and informational videos you can use and apply to your life. My guest today is Scarlett De Bease. Scarlett is a personal wardrobe stylist who works with women of all shapes, sizes, and ages. Scarlett is also the author of Stop Stressing About Dressing. I will be linking her website down below for your reference. Welcome, Scarlett.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good, good. So can you tell us a little bit of how you became a personal stylist?
Sure. So basically, I was dragged kicking and screaming to an image consultant, which is technically what I do. I'm an image consultant. And a friend of mine had a bring a guest for free, something like that. And so she begged me to go, and I went kicking and screaming, and it changed my life. So, I mean, I ended up following everything I learned. It made me realize why I had things in my closet that I wasn't wearing, why I kept buying the wrong things. I was incredibly devoted to what I learned, so much to the point that as the woman who had analyzed me, would see me around town and would see that I was literally following the rules that I learned. And she eventually suggested that I become an image consultant myself.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's kind of it. I went to school. You don't have to, but I think the more you know, the more you can provide and share. And that's it. After, about 6 months later, I was in business.
And so what type of schooling do you go for this to become a personal stylist?
There are other image consultants who train. I went to Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City, and there were two different image consultants who was running a school there, and it was serious. We're talking, 9 to 5, 9 to 6. It was like a 10-day program, pretty intense, pretty expensive too. But I learned a lot. And I learned tricks and secrets that a magazine's not going to tell you, and a book's not going to tell you. Well, maybe my book does, but there's more to knowing what to wear than just following a trend. And that's what I learned, and I live by it. And I share it all the time.
Fantastic. So let's talk about the power of color. And I can see we're both dressed today in a lot of color. How does color affect how we feel and the power of it?
So the first thing I do when I work with a client, virtually or in person, and I work mostly virtually, and I have been for 9 years, is the color. What colors to wear and what to avoid. I am not the kind of color expert that talks about what the message color is, it sends rather. I'm more about what it does for you. So when you wear the right color, you're going to look healthy. You're going to look a little younger, you're going to look a little less wrinkled, and you're going to be looking like people might say to you, hey, did you go away? Did you have a vacation? When you wear the wrong color, people will literally ask you if you're feeling okay. And, which is a horrible question to get when you are feeling okay.
Yeah.
So it's like being asked if you're pregnant and all you had was lunch. So, it's like some things you don't know. The wrong color can make you look weaker, it can make you look more wrinkled, it can make it look grayer, it can make your eyes and your teeth look yellow. I mean, these are all negative characteristics. So, but when you wear the right color and you look better, you automatically look more powerful. You automatically look more present, more of an authority. You have more professionalism and power when you're wearing the color and clothes that are right for you. So red happens to be a color that I love. I can wear it. It works for me, but on somebody else, it could make their skin look red, which is not a good thing. It can make somebody look overpowered, which is not a good thing. In other words, you should be wearing color. It shouldn't be wearing you. So just because red is a color of power doesn't mean everybody should be wearing it. Just like black isn't for everybody. It can be very overpowering. It can make people look very weak. It can make people look like they're hiding and disappearing. So I really go by what works for each individual person. There are, like, I have a new client who has these incredible golden colored eyes. He looks good in a variety of colors that ordinarily somebody wouldn't look good in if they had more typical eyes like brown or blue. So sometimes it's not just so simple. There's a little bit more nuances, but it's skin tone and it's eye color. and it's hair color. And that's what you go by.
Okay, very cool. So from what I'm hearing, you do color analysis with your clients. And so it would include those three things that you just covered. Would it cover anything else?
When color analysis, or when I work with a client, period. Color analysis is basically, I base it on their hair color when they were a child and now. So for women especially, some of us don't even know what our hair color was anymore.
Yeah.
So the reason is, if you were born, let's say, a blonde, and now you dye your hair black, that's not natural. And so you should be wearing colors that are best for the way you were naturally. And that can change as we get older too, because our hair color does change naturally, as well as with hair dye, and our skin tone changes too. So
Yes.
if you've had your colors done 20 years ago, it's not necessarily true that the same color is going to work for you now. So it is the beginning of how I work with somebody. It is a percentage of what I do for my clients, but it isn't the whole picture. Because if you're wearing a color that's great for you, but the cut or the style of the clothing is wrong, there's still more to be done, but it's a very important start, because when you are wearing the colors and buying the colors that are perfect for you, then everything in your closet is going to start being able to go with each other. And you can create more outfits, or I create more outfits and more mixing and matching, as opposed to the typical closet, which is a little bit of this color, a little bit of that color, but they're not in the same families. They don't really go together. And that's why a lot of women then say they have nothing to wear. Stick to just the right colors that are right for you. You have a lot more outfits and a lot more possibilities. And nobody's going to ask you if you're feeling okay.
Right. So I remember when I was younger, there was this big thing about the seasons. You're a winter, you're a spring, you're a summer, you're a fall. And what are your thoughts on that? Or is it blocking people too much in?
No, I do the seasons. I do the
You do it?
Yeah, there are people who do romantic or cool or warm, or they, I had one person tell me that they were analyzed as a ballerina. No idea what that means. The seasons are simple, winter, summer, spring, fall. For instance, the person with golden eyes can wear two different seasons, certain colors from two different seasons, because of the uniqueness of his eyes, So the rules aren't hard and fast. There's a little bit of movement there. A good example of something like, I'm a winter, so I wear jewel tones, right? But if I was to be gray, have gray hair, naturally, I would wear more subdued versions of the winter, and that would be like a summer. So it gets a little bit softer. Otherwise, everything gets too harsh. So there is that sort of change, but there's like a flow to it all. It's not hard and fast, but I do the seasons. It keeps it simple. Everybody knows what spring colors are. You think of Easter and new flowers, and fall, you think of earth tones. Winter is jewel tones, and summer is just a muted version of winter.
Okay, very cool. Because when I've had it done, I remember they put up like a gold scarf and then like a silver scarf to see like what type of jewelry matched your skin tone.
Yep.
Do you like that tip as well?
I think it's incredibly important to know what jewelry tones to wear, and it's not done enough. I have to say that there are way too many women. Like, I have some clients who have, beautiful, like reddish toned hair, and they're wearing a lot of silver jewelry, and it's wrong. It's disjointed. They look much better in gold or bronze toned, metallic, jewelry, necklaces and earrings is really all we're talking about. And that difference, when they see it, they get it, but they don't know. So people get so caught up in like silver is a thing right now. So then everybody gets caught up in just buying what's in or what's popular, but it's not necessarily what's best for them. But jewelry is a huge part of how I accessorize outfits and what makes a person pop in a positive way. And everything, when it comes to color and jewelry, all that, it's always about what's happening from here on up. it doesn't, like if I say to somebody black is not the best color for you, it doesn't mean they can't wear black pants. It just means up here, it's not the best for you because it's making you perhaps look like you have dark circles or shadows on your face. So with the jewelry, it's very important. The gold and the silver, it's very dramatic. When I show that to somebody and you see it, you get it, but you don't know about it and you don't think about it till somebody shows you.
Are there certain complexions that are kind of neutral that can kind of get by on wearing both tones?
No, there's warm base colors and there's yellow base colors. So no.
Okay.
There are some people who can, like I said before, borrow a little bit here and there, but there's not like a wall color where everything can go with it. It's not like that. So no, there's different levels and different versions. So muted versus bright. But that's really it. No, there's no magic person out there that can wear everything. I mean, not well anyway.
Right. So I remember when I was doing kind of like my color analysis, it seemed like there was some overlap because I was like, hey, there's a lot of colors in winter, for example, that I look good in. And then there's a lot of colors in spring that I look good in. I definitely didn't look good in the earth tones in the fall.
Right.
That's where I would look sick and kind of, you know?
So because you have these beautiful colored eyes, that changes things a little bit too, you know? So looking at you now in your colors, I would say you're more like a spring, but
this is making it very springy.
Yeah, very springy, and it's beautiful on you. And it would look beautiful with navy, as you know, to change it up, things you can do other colors with it. But in terms of you having been a winter at one point, your hair color might have been darker at the time. I don't know, but things can change a little bit. But there are clients that I will recommend, like you said, like winter and spring. Not all the colors of each though.
Yeah.
So yeah. And they all go together.
Yeah, because in my mind, I understand that like winter and summer are like cool tones, and then fall and spring are like warm tones. Yep. And when I did like the test where you put like a white sheet up to you or you put like a cream sheet, I definitely look better in the white.
Yeah.
So I fall under the cool tones.
Right.
Yeah.
But because of your eye color and
I do have some gold in my green eyes, so it throws some stuff off. I know.
Throw some things off. Yeah. And I have to say, it's surprising to me, but a lot of my clients have, beautiful eyes like you. My eyes are brown. They're just brown, but people who have green or hazel or blue. And it's amazing to me how many of them do not wear colors that make their eyes pop. So when you wear something the color of your eyes, it's beautiful, right? What happens? And a lot of people don't do that, which is amazing. They do after I work with them, but it's kind of amazing to me how they don't see how great that is. So like, somebody has blue eyes and they don't have any blue in their closet. It's like, come on, we can do this.
Yes.
So it's just something to keep in mind. If you wear the color of your eyes, match it. In my case, I would look okay in like a dark brown, very dark brown. That's something, a little tip, just copy your eyes in your ahead of the game.
Okay, so let's talk about now with colors, there's all different tones. And my understanding is you can wear any color. It just has to be the right shade or that tone of that color.
Okay. So red, back to red. Yes and no. Not every, like in the summer palette, a red would be more orangey. So the warm tones would be a orangey, a yellow-based version of the color. And the cooler ones, it would be a blue-based version. So it's never the same exact shade. You're right. There's like a variation in it, but there's also then muted or bright. So like autumn and summer are muted color groups. And then the winter and the spring are bright. And so you have to sort of keep in mind that it's not just the color, it's also the the brightness of it, I guess, is best to be brights or muted.
So let's talk about black, because I know a lot of women love to wear black because it's slimming and it can look chic, and it's kind of a no-brainer if you do a all black outfit, right? You don't have to like think about it. And I remember seeing somewhere that said 25% of women can wear black. They don't even have to do their makeup, and they look good in black. And then like 50% of women can wear black, but they need to put makeup on. And then 25% of women look horrible in black. Have you heard anything like that before?
No, but I'd love to. If you find that, I'd like to.
I might have the 50 and the 25% off at the end. Maybe it's 50% of women that can't wear black at all.
So I love black. I wear black. I live in New York. New York's a lot of black here. But I'm not a big proponent of recommending black to my clients. So some people are stunning in black if they have dark hair and dark eyes. I mean, it is stunning, but it's also what everybody else is doing. And I don't want people that I work with to be like everybody else. So that's one thing. The second thing is black. Yes, you could think it's making you look thinner. But again, it depends upon the cut of the clothing. You know, it can be black, but if it's too big or too small, you just look bigger. You don't look thinner. Also, and this is one time where I say I will do about messaging with color. Black is a color to make you disappear. And I want my clients to stand out in the right way, in the good way. So if you are, let's say, a professional, you have a career, and you are looking to attract clients, you don't want to disappear, and you certainly don't want to look like everybody else in the room. So when you go to an event, it's amazing how much black is there. But the person with that red necklace on, or this kind of necklace on, or the person with your color, top, you got to remember them. You got to notice them, and that goes through for dating, for parties, for business, for speaking. It's better to be recognized and not fit into the crowd. Black is the color of mourning. You don't want to disappear, and you don't want to look like you're hiding, and you don't want to look like you're like everybody else. I think that we all should have a little something, some color to what we're wearing, so that we do not blend in, and we look a little bit like I call out of the box thinkers. We're not followers. So.
Yeah, you hear about women as they age sometimes reporting that they feel, like you said, invisible. So you don't want to erase yourself from society by adding to it and wearing, I guess, black to kind of hide even more.
You hide even more. And I have clients who are, size 18, and I have clients who are a size 6. And the color is not going to make the difference in terms of how they look and feel. It's really the fit first. But the color is a good way to start, so that you don't buy clothes, at least that are in the wrong color. And then you focus on the fit and the style that's right for you. Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about monochromatic dressing versus color blocking? And what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's nice. I like it. I don't ever do it myself. Now that you ask me, I don't ever think about wearing, different shades of red or different shades of blue all in one outfit. I kind of always mix it up. There's nothing wrong with it. It's kind of, it's very fashionable, so I think that's, if somebody is in a creative field, it's great. If somebody's a designer or decorator or jewelry designer, I think it's a cool way to dress, but I don't think it's something that most of us should spend too much time looking to do, because it's a lot of work actually to get all the right shades of a color together. And most of us don't want to spend that, including me, spend that kind of time on doing that. It can also go horribly wrong. So it's a little tricky. I would tend to shy away from that personally.
Okay. And that's something else to kind of point out to the audience, is that you're not really into like the fashionista type of route. Yours is more of a practical way of fashion, so that you aren't stressed about it and sick and tired of trying to figure out what to wear every morning.
Right. I'm not a trend follower. I know what they are. I'm aware of them. But I'm not a slave to trends, because they come and go quickly, and they're there to make you buy clothes. They're not there to help you look good.
Right.
There to help you build up a wardrobe. So, if you really want to be a trend follower, you can do it in accessories, inexpensive accessories. But honestly, these days, almost everything goes.
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, whatever was in is what you had to wear, and it's all you could find in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
When the low cut pants were in, you couldn't find anything that wasn't like a plumber pant, So, but now you can get everything. So
Yeah.
it's really important to dress and buy what is perfect for you, what's
Mm-hmm.
right for you,
Mm-hmm.
and to stop trying to fit into other people's designs or must-haves, because it's really a
Yes.
bunch of nonsense. It really
Yeah.
is.
I
So
saw, yeah, like there was a big trend going around of everything nude. There was all these different shades of nude. And I mean, like they would wash me out and look horrible on me. Like I couldn't get behind that trend because I knew that it wasn't going to work for me.
Good
It
for you.
might for other skin tones, but definitely wasn't a trend for me.
No, it's horrible. My husband calls that Band-Aid color. It's like, you really want to look like a Band-Aid, So very few people look great in that color. It washes you out. It's not flattering. I had a client who was having a party to celebrate that she overcame cancer. And she had gone shopping for a dress. A friend of hers insisted on her getting this dress, and it was that nude color. And she was completely washed out looking. She looked incredibly unhealthy. And here she was about to have this party to celebrate that she survived. And then I found a dress actually in a bluish shade. She had gorgeous blue eyes. And all of a sudden, she looked like she really did survive cancer and that she was doing well. So it's not great to like do with the must-haves, because they're only benefiting the people who design them or are making money on the advertising.
Yep.
They're not benefiting you. Plus, I don't really like it when I go someplace and I see women all look the same. So like the cold shoulder thing, that was a big thing for a while. Everywhere and every party, everybody was having the cold. Like there was no individuality, there was no creativity anymore. So I'm not a big follower of that. I have plenty. There are plenty of people who do what I do who are totally into the labels and the fashion and the look of the day. That's just not, my clients are not looking for that, and I'm not going to give them that. And honestly, when you open up your closet and you have only all these fancy, trends or designer clothes, you are no more happy or no less stressed trying to figure out what to wear at all.
Right.
So,
right. So let's talk about that. One of the services you offer is also working with people and their wardrobe. And there's a concept called closet shame. Can you tell us what that is?
So what happened was, one of the reasons why I started working virtually about 9 years ago. So timing wise, it was, I was ahead of the curve there.
Yeah.
A lot of women would say to me, I really want to work with you, but I don't want you to see my closet. They literally were ashamed of their closet. And I was actually surprised. And then it happened again and again and again. And then when I offered the virtual service, everybody was like, perfect. Because they didn't have to see they were actually ashamed of their closet. So I developed like these tips to help women get rid of this embarrassment of their closet. And part of it is because they have so much in it and they don't know what to get rid of. And they just keep buying more, and it's just a big hot mess in there. I've never seen a closet worthy of being embarrassed over, but we all have our thing. And so if we think it's terrible, then we get embarrassed. So that's really why I started that whole End Your Closet Shame, videos that I provide, because people just didn't know what to get rid of. They didn't know how to know. And so that's what I shared, how to let people know what to get rid of, so that they could get some order in their closet and be able to open it up and find stuff. Because women tend to go through their closet. Like when I work with them, they go through and they go towards the back, and all of a sudden they found those pants they bought 5 years ago, but forgot they had. So they bought another pair.
Yeah.
All these things that I worked with a client the other day, and one of the new tops that I found for her, she didn't have a necklace that went with it. And that she picked up this box that she had forgotten about, all these fabulous necklaces in there. And one of them was perfect for the new top. But you don't know what you have until you go in that closet and dig in. And sometimes you need a push to do it. And that's really what I try to accomplish there.
Absolutely. Sometimes you need somebody to hold your hand, because I know it can be emotional for some women because they've invested a lot of money, a lot of time. Some of it may be sentimental and they can't get rid of it for XYZ reason. And so just kind of decluttering and organizing the closet can be quite the process.
But honestly, though, the interesting thing is that when a woman sees how good she looks in one thing and then how she doesn't in the other, then she has easily and happily able to get rid of something. When you see that it's not right for you and you know why, then it's no big deal. And then you let go of that attachment. Well, that's what I wore to my engagement party 40 years ago, or this is, my mother-in-law gave it to me, and my friend gave it to me, or I spent so much money on it. I don't know what, I can't get rid of it, but you're not wearing it. All of a sudden, when you see how great you can look in something and how something else is not right for you, it's not flattering, then you can let go. But until you do that, until you put it on and take a look, you're not able to let go.
Yeah. And also, I think once you learn your colors and what works for you, when you do go shopping, you're going to be much more efficient because you can go, nope, that would look good on my friend, but not me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now you can go when I don't just do colors, I do necklines and, sleeve lengths and shoulder seams. And then when you go through the rack or online, the filter, you filter out the colors, you filter out the necklines that are right or not right, depending which way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
And then you have, the less you have to choose from, the easier it is. And a lot of women get very overwhelmed when they walk into the store or go on a website. Use the filters, or you just remember now when you're through the rack, what works for you. You might have to force your hand past the black. It's not easy.
Yes.
It's worth it. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say was, I'm not saying you have to get rid of your black clothes, but add color with your jewelry or scarf. Add something close to your face with the black to bring out the healthy part of your skin and the beautiful eyes that you have, and make your teeth not look yellow, but make them look whiter. You don't have to get rid of stuff. You just have to add some things to make it work.
Yeah. So with the black, a good tip, I think, would be like really find out if you're that gold or you're that silver, so you can have that pop of shine. Right. Because that shine is illuminating, and it will illuminate your face. And I kind of like sequences, like sequin shirts, nothing gaudy, but like, a nice sequin white, coming off. It kind of, it's very reflecting and can make you look healthier.
Sure. And then you can also add, like, if I was to say to somebody that, teal, which is a great color for a lot of people, is a great color for you, then you can get a necklace that has some teal stones or beads on it. Yes. It doesn't have to be just metallic. You can add color. There's some great jewelry out there, costume jewelry that has beautiful colors. Just bring your best colors near your face. And then your basic outfit becomes very interesting. And also you become approachable and people want to talk to you more. And it's a great conversation starter. And it's a great way to attract more into your life when you have things around you that make you look healthier, make you look younger, and make you look, I don't know, just confident.
Yeah. And what you were saying earlier about, it's not just the color. You really do have to think about your body shape, because that you want it when you're looking at tops, is a V-neck better on you? Is a scoop neck better? That's all going to depend on how broad your shoulders are. And so with your stylist, you would kind of go over those kinds of things, wouldn't you?
Yeah. It's these little specific things, which is why years ago, I believe that woman said, you should do what I do, because I was like so religious about this. But when these little tweaks, not the shape of a neckline, where the neckline lies, where a shoulder seam is, for some it has to be here, for some it can be here. But those little teeny things, it's amazing how they'll make you look taller, thinner, and younger. And then you feel better about yourself. And it doesn't matter what size you are at all. And that's the amazing thing. A lot of women are more in the fact that they're not the same size they were before. They keep thinking one day they'll get there. It doesn't happen. It's just a gift that as we get older, it's harder and harder to lose weight. And instead of like trying to get back to what you were, work with what you have now. And by knowing what specifics are right for you, you will feel better about yourself and look better, and stop buying clothes you end up not wearing.
Right. So that's interesting. Let's talk about the aging component here and how color changes as we age, and because of the aging process. So can you share some of your thoughts on that?
So when a woman gets older, her skin tone changes a little bit. And then typically a lot of women are not dyeing their hair anymore. One of the things about the pandemic was women weren't getting their hair dyed and they could see what they look like with gray hair. And they were like, you know what, this is not bad, right?
Yeah.
So, and they're called them women with silver hair. It's called, there's a whole group on Instagram called Silver Sisters. It's like a hashtag, and they're beautiful. So, but you have to now wear softer colors than you wore before. Otherwise you will look washed out and you will look yellow and unhealthy. And so by just softening the colors as you get older, you will look a lot better. Elizabeth Taylor is a great example. Elizabeth Taylor was beautiful, beautiful, crisp, blue eyes and this gorgeous dark hair. And she wore tons of jewel tones, rich, and she wore a lot of jewels too.
Yeah.
and she had these rich, deep colors. As she aged, she allowed her hair to be all silver. And then you won't find any photos of her wearing red or black or sapphire. She was wearing softer colors, kind of like this, and stunning. So it was a very dramatic change, but it was a good one. And I'm sure she had people too she was working with, but yeah. So, but it's really important to sort of tone it down a little bit. I mean, I have the same advice about makeup. When we're younger, we wear a lot of makeup to look older. And it's really important as we get older to not keep wearing too much makeup because it'll make you look older. A little bit of less is more as we age. So,
plus, as we age and being out in the sun, we get more sun damage, and that can also change our complexion. And that might shift what colors we wear as well. So
colors and texture. So if I have clients who have more texture to their skin, and there are certain fabrics I suggest they wear and certain fabrics I suggest they don't wear.
For example, like what?
Well, let's say somebody has very smooth skin. They would look beautiful in satins with things with sheen to them. But if somebody has textured skin, it could be lots of spots or wrinkles or just dry skin, and then you wear like a very smooth fabric, it'll actually make your skin look more uneven
because the contrast.
Yeah, you don't want the contrast. Right.
So what do you recommend? Corduroy?
Textured fabric, patterned fabric, tweed fabric, nubby fabric, like a raw silk as opposed to a pure silk, not pure, but smooth silk. A pattern is texture.
Okay.
Opposed to just a solid. It's like a little teeny thing, but it really makes a big difference.
Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, very cool.
That's what going to school gets you.
Yes. So we're coming toward the end of this. Do you have any last minute tips for women or men for that matter?
Stop buying things you already have. Stop buying something that fits in every color known to man. So a lot of times a woman will be so thrilled. Men are simple in the sense of, okay, if it fits now, fine, I'm buying it, done. Women are a little more involved, but if something fits you and you're so thankful it fits you, it doesn't mean you should be buying it in every color, because all you're doing is having multiples of something. And that if it comes out that it really wasn't so great for you after all, you have a lot of them. And I see this a lot. A woman will find something in a store. She's so thankful that it fits and that she can, with a button or a zipper, whatever, and she buys it in multiples. But the end result is she never felt that great in it. And now she has 10 of them. Because it came in stripes and floral patterns too. Buy something because your first reaction, look in the mirror, is I look good, I feel good. Don't be the first reaction is, hey, it fits,
or it's on sale,
A sale, like I say, if something is on sale but it's the wrong color or the wrong fit, it's not a deal. It's just a waste of money. It has to be your first reaction, look in the mirror should be, wow, like give yourself a compliment.
Yeah.
First reaction is, well, it's new, it's only $10, or I need something, or, like I said before, it fits. That's not the reason to buy it. The first reaction should always be, this looks good on me. And I always urge everybody to go by that reaction. Not, well, if I lose weight, not if I wear Spanx, not if, well, thank God I can get it over my head, so I'm going to buy it. It should never be anything like that. And if you have to think about it, don't get it.
Mm-hmm. So shopping on purpose, I would think, and taking maybe a little
mindful shopping. I suppose.
Mindful shopping. Take a little cheat sheet of your best colors to kind of remind you when you're going, so you can kind of reference it.
Yeah, I create a website for each of my clients where they can see their best colors and the different outfits I created for them and the styling tips I give for them, and they can access that on their phone. And then that's what you go by. And if it doesn't fit into that category, you don't get it. And it's amazing how much money you can save.
Yeah,
for buying things that are right for you, as opposed to just okay.
Yeah, stop the madness. Stop the madness. That's really good. So you have a special offer for the listeners. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's back to helping women deal with their closets and get them started on knowing what to get out of the closet and what to do with the things that they have in it. And sometimes you just need to know why you need to get rid of something. So it's called End Your Closet Shame, and it's a video a day, I believe, for 5 days. And I will talk a little bit about, colors and fit. And for instance, one of my tips is, I believe, if I remember correctly, if you put something on and it looks like you could be in a 1980s TV show, time. And there's a lot of people out there that
blue eyeshadow, gotta go.
A lot of people who have things that with the 1980s shoulder pads or the power suits, the working girl look, and it's just taken up room. But they, you need sometimes a little permission, incentive, a little push to just say, okay, it's time. And then when you have less in your closet, I guarantee you'll have more to wear when you have less in your closet than you do now.
It's kind of contrary, right? A little backwards thinking, but that's a really good point. You want to kind of see what you have and make it the best choices every time you step in your closet versus, I don't know what to wear, overwhelmed with choices. And
and then you end up wearing the same thing you wore the day before.
Yeah.
You're wearing the same outfits over and over, but there's a whole world in there. And one of the tips in my series is helping you go in your closet and create new outfits.
Yeah. I heard that we wear 20% of our wardrobe or something, like 80% of it is just
We wear 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time.
That's it.
My clients wear maybe 80% of their clothes. It's depending on occasions, but the less you have, the more you can wear them, and you'll have a lot more outfits than you have now, and you'll stop wearing the same shirt and pants over and over and over again.
The monotony of it all.
Monotonous. Then you go out and buy more, but you still have something in there. So
or you forget what you have in there because you haven't assessed it or analyzed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My intention is never to have somebody buy and buy and buy. It's to use what they have and then get things that fill in and create more outfits. But it's never to just, unless there's something dramatic that happened to you in terms of your shape, there's no reason to keep buying and buying and buying. Just get a few of the right things to work with what you already have, including your accessories, and it's actually very pleasant to open your closet and actually not get into a panic attack when you open it.
Yes. I think that's why these wardrobe capsules have been pretty popular. You heard about those, where people will put together a wardrobe of clothes, very minimalistic type of idea. So I wonder if they have a whole closet full of clothes.
There's some people who, they go by that. I don't really do that, because if you have in your closet everything that color-wise works together, you automatically have a capsule. It all goes together anyway. It doesn't have to be so strict. Those capsules are 3 shirts and 2 pants, and then you're constantly wearing the same thing over and over again and changing it with accessories. I think that can get a little boring. But that's what I recommend for my clients for traveling. For suitcase, that's ideal. I go everywhere with a carry-on. I do not take a bag that I check in. I have tons of outfits with my carry-on because everything goes to mixes and matches. But in your real life, it's nice to have a little bit more fun.
Yeah, it would have worked for me because I'd want my closet, but maybe off the side, a work weekly wardrobe that lays out the 7 days and I don't have to think about it.
Yeah. But it's nice to have a little personality in your wardrobe. And I think that's important. It should reflect who you are, and it should also make you happy. And so I don't like anything too boring.
Definitely. That's why color, like the power of color, and bring it into your life.
Yeah.
Life's too short to wear black all the time.
We don't need to be mourning all the time. We need some happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This was so good. Thank you for coming on my channel today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. And so if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to like or share and subscribe, and hit the bell to be alerted to when the next video drops. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Scarlett.
Bye-bye.